Morning. Saturday, June 15th, 2023. I'm Larissa. This is my video diary. Oh my God, yesterday was rough. Yesterday was a rough day. So, it was so hot. It was so hot. And I don't know what it was about the heat, but when I got into work and it was hot, my joints swelled up. I was in so much pain. It was so hard. At first it was like, okay, I was sitting, and it hurt to sit, so I was standing. Then it hurt to stand, so I had to sit back down. And then I closed for like 20 minutes, and because I was wearing a dress, I closed for 20 minutes and lay down on my yoga mat and had, you know, pop some things around, move some stuff around my body. It was like, I don't know. It was really, I was very, very, very physically uncomfortable yesterday, and it took like all of my self-composure to not just like scream. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little better today. Last night I took a hot shower, and then Omar rubbed potions all over me and beat me with the bongers. Oh my God. Yeah, no, the Chinese snake oil. Yeah. This is the stuff. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa, for teaching me about that stuff. Oh my God. Yeah, it's called woodlock oil in English, but it's in Chinese. It's very Chinesey. It's got a little picture, a little Chinesey man on the on the box. A little Chinesey man who made a little Chinesey. He squeezed all the Chinesey snakes, and now we got this bottle of snake oil. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So Omar's gonna be with me some of the time today. Some of the time, not all the time. Yeah. Yeah. So recently, I've been having a particular health issue. I'm not going to get into details, but I've been having a particular health issue for quite some time. And I finally figured it out. Like, I'd been trying to figure out herbally what I needed to treat what was going on. I finally hit the nail on the head. Ding! I finally got it after a couple years, right? Trial and error. And stuff's getting back in order, right? Like, so this health issue is remedying finally. And oh, thank God. Thank God finally figured it out. Right? Thank God. Thank God it's getting all fixed. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the chiropractor. I'm talking about something else. But, it's my business, right? Yeah. Yeah, but it's just really nice. One thing at a time, right? One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Oh. Yeah, it's very hard. It's very hard. And telling Omar that, I am hesitantly hopeful with the new chiropractor that by the end of the summer, I'm going to have a reduction in pain consistently, right? So right after the adjustment, there's relief, but like I said, the body. So in my arm where it was broken before, the muscle had healed in a way, and I had noticed that there was asymmetry in the muscle tissue in my arms, both my arms, right? Like I could feel that there was a difference. Well, whatever, stuff that he adjusted this last time, that muscle shifted in my arm, and it now feels more symmetrical with the other side, right? Right. So it felt right after the adjustment, it felt even more symmetrical, right? And now it's slipped a little bit back to how it had healed after the injury. It's not all the way back. It's better than it was before. So he'll probably adjust the same thing again and again and again and again. And like my body is going to is moving, getting used to. So it's just mm. Sometimes when you're fixing stuff, like you have to go backwards a little bit. So I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. And he told me that. He's like, you're gonna hurt. I'm like, I know. I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo. It's like, yep, there it is. Right. Mm. Like I said, it should all be worth it in the end, right? When everything's back in place. But like I had gotten to a point in my yoga practice where I had range of motion, my greatest range of motion in asana since since I had the injury, right? Well, now stuff's being put back in place where it's supposed to be, so now I have less range of motion again. But it's because things are put together differently, right? So, oh, yeah. Yep. How do I feel right now? I feel like I want my cup of tea is how I feel. So I laid flat on my back last night, just flat on my back, almost the entire night. And I slept really deep. I did. I had a real deep, deep, deep sleep last night. I had dreams last night, but I don't really remember them. I just remember flashes and pictures. The other night I had this dream. It was a funny dream. Sometimes I have funny dreams. This was a funny dream. The other night I had a dream about Omar and roller skates. So Omar does not roller skate. I roller skate. Omar does not roller skate. He was a good sport. He tried it one time. He tried it one time. And he's like, yeah, no, this is not for me. It's it's, some people can do it, some people don't, or it's not roller skate. And I had this dream not last night, a couple nights ago, that he bought these bright red roller skates, and they were like Nikes. They looked like Nike tennis shoes. And they were bright red, and they had red wheels and red shoelaces. They're all red. He had these all, and trucks were red. Everything was red on these skates, and um, he's putting these skates on in the house, and he's like trying to skate around the house. And I said we can go down and rent out the roller skating rink for a couple hours, so it's just you and me. I said you can try again and see if you can do it. He's like no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, well, you got the roller skates. And he says, this is in my dream, he goes, oh, $50-$60 pair of roller skates. He's like, yeah, it's all right if I don't use them. I'm like, what? Weird dream. Isn't that a weird dream? Omar wearing roller skates. Yeah, it was funny. I've got a brand new pair of roller skates. You've got a brand new key. Right? No, I quit singing Joni Mitchell music. I did. And I used to like singing her music, but I quit singing it. I quit singing it because I didn't like her politics on something. So I quit singing her music. She doesn't care. She's like, good, shut up, bitch. Whatever. No, I used to really like singing some of her music. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was so hot yesterday. It was so hot. Poor doggies in their fur coats they can't take off, walking around in the heat. And in the middle of the day when it was so hot, there was like nobody on the street. It was so hot. So there's this like car show coming up in Saratoga, their annual car show. They have like car parade and everything. Classic cars. I love cars. I do. I do. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. I don't know. It's either gonna be a lot of fun or it's gonna be horrible because, like during this coming up week, so I'm gonna have my period. It's supposed to be really, really hot, and there's supposed to be thousands of people. So we'll see. We'll see how good it is. Yeah, yeah. The car show itself is not this Sunday. It's next Sunday. But there's like all kinds of car events all week and stuff coming up. So cars will be in town. People with that fancy schmancy cars. There was a couple weeks ago. There's a guy parked an Aston Martin right in front of my store. I got in and I'm like, it was parked in my spot. I'm like, oh, it's an Aston Martin. Look at that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they parked it on the street. But I guess it's probably safer to put it on the street than it is in a parking lot. I don't know. You got somebody parking on both sides as opposed to just driving by on one side. I don't know. I said, I can't believe it. I've never seen one of these on the street. The guy comes out. I sat out there because I was like, I want to see who's driving this car. You know, I've never seen one on the road before. And the guy comes out of one of the restaurants and he gets in the car. I'm like, hey, that's a nice looking car you got. Or I said, your car's real pretty. He's like, oh, thanks. And he was like all nervous. I'm like, are you stealing that car? What's going on with you? Yeah, there's a guy I drove by yesterday with a Viper. Those are ugly. They are. They're ugly sports cars. Some of the sports cars are real ugly. Some of them are. It'll be interesting to see what all they got. There's been some interesting ones. There've been some hot rods that have been through, and we'll see if there's a low rider brigade in this parade, huh? Do 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 do. Right? Low riders. How many? See who all got white walls? Who all got white walls? Anybody with ground effects? Anybody with hydraulics? Oh, yeah. See the big old dually trucks come through. Big old dualies. Yeah. Big old 8 horsepower engines. Got some Hemis in there. Oh, we'll see. We'll see, won't we? We will see what this car show's all about. See who got ragtop. Who got their ragtop. Look at your ragtop get cracked. Hopefully there'll be some Impalas. I like them Impalas. I do. I like them. Them Impalas and big old boats. And big old boats. They're so cool. They're so cool. They look like big old cell phones. Their profile. And that low profile kind of like, I like them. Impalas, those are sharp cars. Those are a sexy car. It's like a vampire mobile, the black ones. Oh, yeah. Black Impala with some fuzzy dice. Yeah. A big old plastic Jesus, a glow-in-the-dark Jesus. Big old glow-in-the-dark Jesus. On the dashboard. Yeah. I like cars. I do. I like them. See if we get a bunch of little punch buggies, old VWs. We'll see, won't we? We'll see what we get. Some Ferraris. Oh, there's a couple guys around town that drive Ferraris, and I've seen a couple Lotuses. I saw this thing the other day downtown. It was parked. I don't know what it was, but it was like this crazy. It was definitely a custom paint job because I ain't never seen no car come in that purple color. It was like grape ape. It was like great. It looked like a grape ape Pontiac Firebird. Had a Pontiac front end and definitely had a Pontiac chassis on it, but I'm not sure if it was a Pontiac or not. I don't know. I don't know. It was parked, and so I couldn't see the front, really see the front of the back. It was total custom job. I'm like, Omar, look at that. Grape ape. Who's driving that? Who's driving the Grape Phantomobile? What is that? Let's go, Grimace. Oh my goodness, it was so purple. Oh, and there's somebody here in Santa Cruz that has this awful custom paint job. It's like this magenta color, but it's pearlescent, and it just, oh my gosh, it looks like a bumper car. And I don't know what it is, but it's parked down at one of the tire shops. So it's like somebody who works at the tire shop or whatever, because I see it parked there all the time. I don't know. I mean, it's ugly as sin. I'm like, oh my God. What if your goal was to have the ugliest car? I don't know. It's crazy. It's awful pink color. I don't know. I like cars. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like cars a lot. Maybe we'll have some Model Ts. I don't know. Who's cranking that? Told the guy at the gas station. I stopped in there to get milk yesterday. I said, gonna be busy for the auto show. He's like, oh, thanks for reminding me. I forgot. I'm like, yeah, you better make sure your diesel's filled. Yeah, all those old cars are definitely gonna be a lot of people looking for diesel. Thunderbirds, Firebirds. Yeah, it was a purple Pontiac Firebird. I think it was. But it might have been something else. I'm just saying. It had a Pontiac front end on it. That's for damn sure. Anyway, vroom. I like cars.